During the Constitutional Assembly, Social Democratic LSDSP refused to form coalitions with right-wing parties, which caused many members of the party's right wing to leave and create their own party, the Latvian Workers' Social Democratic Menshevik Party. In June of 1922, the Constitutional Assembly passed a law on the elections for the parliament, signed. One big thing it changed was the reduction of seats in the new parliament, from the 150 of the assembly to 100. The elections themselves were held on the first weekend of October of the same year, the 7th and 8th of October. Yet again in the elections, the two leading parties were the Social Democrats and Farmers Union, LSS. Social Democrats suffered losses in the popular vote because of the split of Menshevik party and to the ideological shift of new farmers. As the agrarian reform was mostly implemented, they no longer supported the Social Democrats, who mostly favored the working class of cities and towns, and not the farmers. Despite this, they remained the most popular party, while the support for the Farmers Union remained about the same. In the parliament, more parties gained seats than before. A whole 20 parties made it into the parliament. Over half of them had only 1 to 3 seats. This pointed out the problems of Latvian parliaments during the interwar period even more than in the Constitutional Assembly. Even the smallest of parties could serve as kingmaker in this divided parliament. Unlike in the assembly, the Social Democrats attempted to get involved in coalitions, possibly only to appease members who thought just the same as the Mensheviks. They were a part of a grand coalition, such called because it included both the Social Democrats and the Farmers Union. However, the coalition only lasted about half a year. It fell apart due to conflicts involving Social Democrats and right-wing extremists. What marked the end of the first coalition was a clash between the Social Democratic Guard organization and a right-wing extremist group during the May 1st Workers' Day celebration. The Social Democrats blamed it on the inaction of the police. As such, they wanted the police prefect removed and the extremists punished. In the end, blame from the rest of the coalition and parliament fell on both the extremists and the Social Democrats. The prefect was not removed and the extremist group not directly punished. And so, the Social Democrats left the coalition, leading to its collapse. While the Social Democrats weren't in the next coalition, it still collapsed because of them. 2 Social Democrat members of parliament had been attacked by officers of the Latvian army. With the help of center parties, they caused the collapse of the coalition and the creation of the next coalition. Yet, the Social Democrats only supported this new government. This was also one of the 2 governments in the democratic period that the Farmers Union wasn't involved in. The parliament had to start the task of replacing laws created during the provisional government and the Russian Empire, as well as fill in the void left by the not implemented second part of the constitution. On top of that, it had to finish the legislation of the agrarian reform. The issue of compensation was left for the parliament to solve. The consensus it came to was that the old nobility would not be compensated for the land taken away, of course displeasing the Baltic Germans and their representatives in the parliament. The first parliament lasted 3 years until the next parliament convened. It had 5 coalition governments and 4 different prime ministers. During this time, the parliament elected Jānis Čakste as the first president of Latvia. Čakste had previously served as the chairman of the Constitutional Assembly.